Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Larry. If you're new, my channel is typically a camping channel. This is not a camping video, but I do bring review videos once in a while when I find a product that's worth showing you guys. I get a lot of power stations and certain like camping style products that come my way that I get to test out, and that way you're not wasting your money on it. And I don't show you all of them because not all items and power stations are created equal. But when this one came across my table, this one I think I'm the most excited about. And let me tell you why. Because before you switch off, let me tell you why. This one is the Opus, not Oops, Opus Guardian 6000. This thing's brand new. They're just coming out with this. And this one is a beast. You know, and the thing is, it's not just that it's a big power station is why I think it's good. The reason why I think this is good and this is worth checking out is because of the price and for what you're getting for the price. I don't think there's a better deal out there if you're looking for a power station of this caliber. I like power stations for two different reasons. One, I want one that is small and portable and easy to charge my phone and cameras, devices on, laptops, something like that, that's super easy to grab, super portable, very light. I like power stations like that. I also like power stations on the other end of the spectrum to where they're big, massive, and they cover all the other bases. I've not really seen anything like this before. This is going to cover every other base you got. So whether you're going to be running your 30 amp RV, your 50 amp RV, your off-grid property, you know, cabin, something like that, whether you want it for a home backup, this one's got you covered on all the other bases. This thing is a massive, massive beast. And it's expandable. I mean, all the things that you're going to want in a power station. Okay, so what's cool about this is that it's 120 volt or 240 volt, but you can use them simultaneously without the need of an external hub. This one's all built into one. It's 4,600 watt hours at 51.2 volts, which is already a huge battery in itself. But you can expand it up to 41,000 watt hours, which is insane. You're going to be able to run your house off of that thing. It's so much battery power. So I just like the fact that you can customize it to your needs, to how you need it and how you're going to use it. But let's go ahead and just go through this thing top to bottom because it's pretty awesome. I like it. So let's just start by turning it on. You got a power button right here. You hold it down. You got your screen that comes up. Right now it's 96% full. Right here it says IoT. This is going to be a button that you press to be able to hook up your Wi-Fi or your Bluetooth. Right here is a 12 volt cigarette lighter style plug. You just turn that on right there, and it's going to show the output and how long, if you have a device in there, how long it's going to run if that device keeps running right there. You got two USB-A's right there and one USB-C at 140 watts. And then over here you got another XT90 plug that you can run 12 volt off of. That something like this, you can run higher draw devices, like say you're charging up a scooter, RC car, something like that. You have the option of doing 12 volt at 30 amp or 24 volt at 20 amps just by flipping the switch. Over here you have your regular 120 volt plugs that you're going to plug in the majority of your things with. You have your 30 amp plug right there to plug in your RV. This is going to be your 240 volt. So this is going to be your bigger RV plugs right here, 50 amp. And then this is going to be your 120 or 240 style, like twist lock. Maybe something you'd have at like a construction site. And then you have this 240 one that I'm not going to pretend like I know what that is. It's a winky plug. If you got that kind of plug, it's going to work right there. But you just turn it on by using that button right there, and you're going to be able to use whatever you want on this side. You've got two exhaust fans right here that's going to keep everything cooled down. On the other side here, you're going to have two more exhaust fans to keep things cooled down. And then down here, you've got your expansion ports. You got your port right there, second port over there. And then right here in the middle, I do like these dust covers to keep everything clean. This is going to be your 120 or 240 plug to plug in to be able to charge this thing up. You have your switch right here to have it just charge it fast or adjusted, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. Then you have your Anderson style solar plug right here that you can do Let's say you're going to have solar panels plugged in, or cigarette lighter plug into your car, something like that. And then right here is your over current protection reset button. This thing has heavy duty, easy to carry handles, where you can carry it from either side. This thing does weigh 111 pounds, so it's big, but when you get a big power station, it's to be expected. It's going to weigh a lot. It might take 2 people to set it down out of the truck, but it's got these heavy duty wheels right here and the telescopic handle, so you can carry this thing around pretty easy, one-handed, drag it around your campsite or in your garage, something like that, and get it to where you need to use it at. So at least it's got that. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention before we start plugging a few things in. This right here is a QR code. I love when they put these stickers on the power station, because you might not use this thing all the time. You might throw it in your garage. Maybe you change phones, something like that. You forget what the app is to run this thing. It's always going to have a sticker here, so you can just hover your camera phone over it. It will automatically detect this code, and then you can pull up the app in order to run this thing off the app, which you're going to want, because not everything on here is necessary. I mean, you have the ability to turn on different ports, like let's say your AC plugs right there, turn it on and off. You can see it kind of working on the screen. Let's say I just want the DC turned on, it shows it there, but that's fine and dandy. But what I like about this, not all power stations do this, is the AC charging power in. So let's say, especially for me, I'm in an RV, I only have a couple of plugs. Let's say I have other things plugged in, and this thing charges maxed out at 1800 watts on a 110 plug. So if you're doing that, you might not have 1800 watts available on that circuit. So what I like about this is you can click right there and adjust it to exactly the amount of watts that you want to bring in. So let's say I have a generator that I'm going to charge this off of, and I can really only pull 1000 watts off the generator. If I plugged it in at 1800 watts, it wouldn't even run. It would just pop the breaker on the generator. This, I can just change it to 1000 watts or down to whatever I want, 500 if I want it to charge a little bit slower. So I love that. Like, you're going to want the app, if nothing else, for that, because you're going to find out that once you have something like that and you know you have this ability, you're going to use that a lot more than you think you would. This power station comes with a pretty nice bag that you can put your instructions in right there. It comes with your proprietary plug. Opus has this kind of special plug, so you're not going to want to lose that. But I think that is because you can do 120 or 240, so it's not just your standard computer plug. And you have this adapter right here, which has the Anderson style plug, which plugs into the side over here. And then these MC4 connectors is what you're going to be able to run your solar panels off of. You can do up to 2100 watts of solar, which is honestly pretty good. It's definitely going to get that thing charged up. And it's plenty if you're going to run a little off-grid cabin or your RV, something like that. Just to give you an idea, my truck camper here has about 2700 watts of solar up on the roof, and I'm able to run anything I want. I can run my air conditioner all I want 24/7, my heater, I can run my refrigerator, all my lights, things like that. So 2100 watts is a massive amount of solar to come in on something like this. All right, so let me show you how this is going to work in case you've never used one of these before. This is an electric hot plate. These are pretty high draw devices. We're going to go ahead, plug that in right there. Let me get the cord to where it doesn't melt the cord. I'm pretty sure most people are going to know what a hot plate is. You can see here it's not turning on, it's not doing anything, and that's because you got to come over here. You're going to hit the power button, hold it down for about 3 seconds. You'll see this screen come up, and because we want to use one of these outlets, you're going to come over here and see the button right here above all the outlets. You're going to click that on, and that now activates these outlets. You'll see a screen right here, the output screen. This is going to show how much watts you're using, and this is how long it's going to last if you're using it at that amount of watts. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to kick this thing on. Here we go, 1078 watts. If we were to leave everything the way it is right now running, it would run for almost 4 hours. But the thing is, you're not going to cook for 4 hours. Let's say you're bringing this camping and you're going to use a hot plate. You're going to use it for what, 15 minutes, 30 minutes at a time. That'll get you through a weekend for sure, plus running other devices, charging up your laptop. You can plug in all your lights in your RV. Those use up hardly any wattage at all. You can also do your microwave, which is about 1,000 to 1,500 watts, somewhere in there, 1,200 watts. So this is definitely going to run what you're going to need to run for the weekend. This is the best part though. You can always plug in your solar and have the solar panel sitting outside while this is running. So let's say we had 2,000 watts of solar coming in and we're using 1,000 watts right here. It would still be charging at 1,000 watts while I'm using 1,000 watts. And it would just, the battery would continue to fill up as I'm even using such a high draw device like this. You know, the fact that I'm just plugging it into this 120 outlet is great, but when you have it plugged in, let me turn this off, it's getting hot over here. When you have your RV plugged in, then you just go inside your RV and just use the outlets like you want, use your microwave like you would normally use, turn your lights on, and use your TV, your fridge, all that stuff. You don't have to go over here and push buttons on this. You just turn it on, plug your camper into it, go inside your camper, and you can use everything like you would normally use. And then you can use your app to be able to see on your phone what's on this screen. So you don't have to be, this could be sitting out in your truck or something, and you don't have to keep going out and seeing where your percentage is. You can use your app, and that would actually show you how much output you're using, how much battery life you have, how much solar you have coming in, all that kind of stuff. So let me try to explain this real quick. Most campers, when you have it plugged in like this, you turn the power station on and it'll just kind of sit here, won't draw a lot of power. When you go inside, if you turn on the microwave and it's using 1,500 watts, it'll pull 1,500 watts from this power station. If you're using the air conditioner with the microwave, it might pull 3,000 watts from this power station. And as soon as you shut everything off, it stops pulling from this power station. My setup is a little bit different because I have a full solar installed into this this rig here. It has to go through the inverter and through the batteries and everything else. It's got to go through the system before it goes to the outlets. So if I go in right now and I turn on a microwave, it's not going to really pull anymore from this power station. But I do have the ability to go in there on that screen and adjust how many amps I want to pull off of this power station. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to pull as many amps as we can off of this, see kind of how it performs, how it runs, and just try to get these batteries charged up back to 100%. We'll go ahead and kick this on. We'll go ahead and turn on the outlets right there. I've got the 30 amp plug plugged in. Okay, now that we're fully up and running, it's pulling about 940 watts. So let's go ahead and go inside and crank this thing up. Okay, so input current limit is 8 amps. That's what we're drawing off outside. Let's go in here, kick this up. Let's just start with 25 amps. Hit OK. So we should be pulling about 2,000 watts out there. Let's go check it out. All right, about 2,121 watts. And it'll roll like this for almost 2 hours. But let's crank it up a little bit more, see what else we can get out of this. Let's crank it up to 30 amps. So that should start going up. So what I'm noticing here is we're getting a little bit more sun out there. So we're bringing in about 850 watts of solar. And it's only letting it bring in about 2,000 watts from the shore power because it's a 30 amp system. Right now total, it's charging the batteries at 2,518 watts. That's with the solar and the shore power, which is, well, the power station. It's not letting it bring in anymore. So let's try kicking something on. Let's try kicking on a high powered unit here. Let's try kicking on the electric heat. We'll turn that up and see if we could draw a bunch of power off of it, and maybe it'll bring this up. All right, so you can see the heater is kicking on. It's going up. As this is going up, it's pulling more from outside. Right now, it's pulling 2,767 watts from the power station outside. Let's go check that out. All right, you can see right here, almost 3,000 watts we're pulling off of this, and it's gonna roll for 1.2 hours, and we're at 90% right now, so it's just chugging right along. I don't even hear the fans on or anything. It's pretty cool out here. Either that or it's just very quiet. I don't hear anything else running. Seems to be doing just fine at 3,000 watts. So that's chugging right along. Let's just go ahead, leave this running and charging the batteries. But I did want to mention, this heater on is getting warm in here. I wanted to mention that you can use this power station to help save money on your home power bill. If you had this hooked up to your house, had some solar panels thrown outside, you can get on the app in their solar charging priority and scheduled charging features, and it will actually prioritize solar over the grid power, saving you money on power, which is always a good thing when you're making an investment in something like this, that it would help you save money in the long run. So that's definitely worth checking out if that's something you're interested in. All right, so the part you're waiting for, the price. The Guardian 6000 is launching for $1,699, which is pretty unbelievable for a power station this size. I'm about to get blown away. It also has a free 30-day return policy. They have ultra-fast customer support, 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, with answers within 1 hour, which is unheard of this day and age. This power station is also eligible for up to a 30% tax credit, so that might be ending this year as well. December 31st, 2025. So take advantage of that. If you're interested in the most affordable and reliable dual voltage power station, check out the Opus Guardian 6000 power station. Links below in the description. Thanks for watching, guys.